What's going on, guys? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Monday. It is April 3rd, and we are back. Full slate, 15 games. What we're going to do is, if you've never been here before, be awesome if you could hit this like button and subscribe, but we're going to break down the pitchers for each of these games. And then on the website, we actually have BVP. So if you go FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, you hover over MLB, and you go down to BVP matchups, and we'll talk about that. We'll kind of do it like that. I had some feedback the other time, so I want to try that. So if you guys have been here before, let me know if you like this setup. Also, on the website, if you do sign up, FTA Plus, we've got the cheat sheet, which has FanDuel and DraftKings plays, and then we have core plays, which you can help build lineups with, and then we have ballpark rankings, and then betting odds on each slate. So on top of that, we have sports bets as well, which I'll show you guys how we've been doing and where you think we can go from there. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're trying for 50 likes on this video. It'd be awesome if we could get that. And if you follow us on Twitter at advisors_team, and just like before, if you want to win a free week of FTA Plus, all you have to do is be a subscriber to this channel, like the video, and follow us on Twitter, and tell us who you think is going to hit a home run on this slate and how far the distance will be. Distance is only a tiebreaker if people use the same person. So we had a good opening weekend. We are back now. We're going to be looking at who's going to be making their first trip around. Still, we've got 3 games in the slate. Some games have 4, but we are jumping right into it. So first game on the slate, the Mets at the Brewers. It is an earlier game at 2:10 Eastern. So basically, it's not going to be on the main slate. You're gonna see 2 slates on this one, which we normally see on days like this. So you're gonna have a smaller, earlier slate, and then you're going to have a main slate. So looking at this, Carrasco versus Freddie Peralta. Carrasco, 81 plate appearances against the Brewers, 315 batting average against him, but he is striking out 30% of those batters. So I like him. Again, we're at the beginning of the season. We don't know how stretch out they're going to be, but this isn't a dome in Milwaukee, so weather will not be a factor. And then flip side of that, Freddie Peralta, 45 plate appearances, 150 batting average against him. Even this potent Mets lineup, we're looking at 35.6 K percentage out of Peralta. I absolutely love that. I'll have exposure to both of these pitchers. I think Peralta is more of a cash pitcher. I think Carrasco is more of a GPP pitcher on this slate. Giants at the White Sox. So the Giants are coming off of a series loss to the Yankees. You got Anthony DeSclafani versus Michael Kopech. DeSclafani hasn't faced very many White Sox batters as he's been with the Reds most of his career. 23 plate appearances, a 190 batting average, so basically one start, so one interleague start. 21.7 K percentage, so not the best, but I don't mind him. But we saw the White Sox offense was able to keep pace with the Astros this weekend, so I don't know if I'll have any. I probably won't have any exposure to DeSclafani at all. Kopech, on the other hand, he's faced one Giants bat. He's got the stuff. I know he's often injured. He's been a starter, then he got hurt. He came back as a reliever, got hurt again. Now he's a starter. I don't know if he's going to be a full starter, if he's going to be an opener, if he's on a pitch count limit. So we'll kind of monitor that news going forward. But I do like Kopech here. I don't think I'll have any DeSclafani at all. Cubs at the Reds. You've got Drew Smyly versus Connor Overton. I'll have no exposure to Smyly. I probably won't have any exposure to either of these. Smyly, 208 batting average, 52 plate appearances. Again, it's Great American Small Park. They hit home runs. They know what they're doing. This park gives up a ton of home runs, and you can see that in the ballpark rankings, which will normally be updated by 10 a.m. Central day of, along with the betting odds. So I won't have any exposure. I might have Overton, slight exposure on a GPP. I won't have either of these in cash, and I don't think there's any way I'll have Smyly in any lineup I do today. Twins at the Marlins. You got Tyler Mahle versus Johnny Cueto. To be honest with you, I don't even recall Johnny Cueto signing with the Marlins. I don't remember that news at all. So Molly, 47 plate appearances, a 222 batting average. Again, this is in a dome. We won't have to worry about weather. Cueto against the Twins, 83 plate appearances, 24.1 K percentage, a 184 batting average. I don't mind either of these pitchers in GPP. I will not have exposure in cash. You got Rays at the Nationals. You got Drew Rasmussen versus Trevor Williams. Now, with Rasmussen, you really never know what the Rays are going to do with their pitchers. Are they going to be an opener? Are they going to, go 2.5 innings? Are they going to go 2 to 5 innings, but that's about it? Maybe they'll get 1 to 2 Ks. So I don't like either of these pitchers. Neither have really seen much of anyone. Again, it's interleague. They don't see much. Probably won't have any exposure to either of these pitchers. We can look at bats when we look at the BVP, so I'd be looking at bats more than I would be these pitchers. You got the Phillies at the Yankees. You got Taijuan Walker versus Nestor Cortez. Walker against the Yankees, 137 plate appearances, a 21.2 K percentage, and a 254 batting average. We got Nestor. We've got 17 plate appearances against the Phillies, so basically a start. 4 or 5 innings of a start. 23.5 K percentage and a 0.67 batting average against him. Now, I do like both of these here because we know the Yankees, they can score a lot of runs, but they can also strike out. I think both of these are good options. I think Walker's more of a GPP and Nestor's more of a cash lineup. We'll see what Nestor we're going to get. We're going to get the 2022 Nestor where he dominated with the Yankees, or are we going to get the Nestor that's traveled? He's well traveled. So I don't like either of these for cash. I will, Nestor a little bit, I guess, but both of them would be fantastic SP2s on DraftKings, and I don't mind that at all. You got the Pirates at the Red Sox. You got Johan Oviedo versus Cutter Crawford. They haven't seen much. Oviedo, 4 plate appearances, no strikeouts, no hits. Crawford, 7 plate appearances, 143 batting average. There are better options on this slate. I won't have exposure to these guys, probably at all. I'll have exposure to the bats, Boston bats more than Pittsburgh. But you've got a couple of the bats that are intriguing for Pittsburgh. I won't have either of these pitchers in this one. Blue Jays at the Royals, Jose Barrios versus Brady Singer. Now, Barrios had an atrocious 2022. That's a fact. It can only go up from there, you think. Okay, spring, getting in this game. It's Kansas City. In KC, it's more of a pitcher's park. I like Barrios here. 150 plate appearances, a 276 batting average. It's still the Royals. They're not that good of a hitting team. It just depends on what Barrios we get. So until I can feel comfortable with Jose, I think it's more of a GPP pitcher here. Same with Singer. 32 plate appearances, a 310 batting average. If you want to get crazy, I think he'll be low owned because he's going up against the Blue Jays. I don't know if I'll trust him at all. I don't know if I'll have exposure, but he has given up a 310 batting average against the Blue Jays, so we could be looking at Blue Jays bats. Braves at the Cardinals, Charlie Morton versus Jake Woodford. Now, Morton had some good years with Houston, came over to Atlanta last year, wasn't the best year. Against the Cardinals, though, 78 plate appearances, a 188 batting average. I like that. I'll have Morton here, cash GPP for both. Woodford here, 9 plate appearances, a 250 batting average, and 22.2 K percentage. So just looking at that, Woodford maybe for a contrarian GPP pitcher or an SP2 on DraftKings GPPs, but I would lean more toward Morton in this one. You got Baltimore at the Rangers. Now, the Rangers put up a ton of runs this weekend. I don't like either of these pitchers. Orioles can put up runs as well, as we saw against the Red Sox this opening weekend. I'm going bats in this one. I'm not going either of these pitchers. I don't trust Bradish. Hasn't seen much of the Rangers, and they put up a ton of runs. John Gray against the Orioles, 30 plate appearances, near 30%, or 300 batting average and only 10% K. Basically, start and a half. I'm not going to have exposure here. I will have exposure to the bats. I will not the pitchers. Tigers at the Astros, the Matt Boyd versus Hunter Brown. Boyd against the Astros, 68 plate appearances, a 308 batting average, a soft throwing lefty to this Houston offense. Absolutely going to be. I would not be surprised if Houston is the top owned stack and they dominate in this slate. Now, depending on if you play on FanDuel or DraftKings, and we can break this down more later, but with FanDuel, you're looking when you're stacking, you're looking for 2 stacks. So you got a primary stack of 4 players, and then you got a secondary stack of 3 players. Now, whether or not you want to take the highest scoring game projected and do 4 players from the higher scoring team and then 3 from the lower, or find the high scoring games and kind of build that way, that's what I would be looking at. I'd be looking at 4 Houston bats, depending on where it's at, top of the order normally. First 4 batters ish I'd be looking at. But I definitely love a Houston stack there. And on the flip side, with DraftKings, the most common stack option for DraftKings that brings the money, brings the bacon home, 5-2. So 5 players from one team, 2 from the other. This is just historical data through 2022. And we can discuss. If you have questions about that, let me know down below. Would love to get some engagement on these videos. So let me know. You got the Guardians at the Athletics, Zach Plesac versus James Kaprielian. Plesac, 27 plate appearances against the A's, a 304 batting average. It is the A's, though. It is Oakland Coliseum. I don't mind Plesac here because the A's are the A's, and it's a very friendly pitcher's park. Flip side of that, Kaprielian against the Guardians. You got 26 plate appearances, a 304 batting average, and only striking out 3.8%. I'm looking at the Guardians as a stack here. So you look Jose Ramirez, Steven Kwan, Andres Jimenez. It really depends. I like a lot of those bats in this one. Then you've got the Diamondbacks at the Padres. You got Ryan Nelson versus Ryan Weathers. Nelson, 30 plate appearances, a 107 batting average, almost striking out 30% of the batters. I think he'll go very low owned here. I think Nelson, if he's stretched out and he can get you 5-6 innings, absolutely love this. I think this will be a sneakier play, be a very cheap play on both sites. Ryan Weathers, 14 plate appearances, a 462 batting average. I don't mind a Diamondback stack here. I think I'll be looking at Diamondbacks bats. And these are all on our cheat sheet too. So I'll show you the cheat sheet as well. It is blank for this slate because I haven't built it out yet. But this is part of what you can get at Fantasy Team Advisors with FTA Plus if you like. Then you got the Angels at the Mariners, Reed Detmers versus George Kirby. Detmers, 30 plate appearances, a 286 batting average, striking out 20% of the batters. And then Kirby, 46 plate appearances against the Angels, 279 batting average, 19.6 K percentage. We're always going to be concerned with Mike Trout, Shohei, Taylor Ward. They've got bats there. That's the problem. I don't think I'll have any exposure to these guys. Probably the bats. The bats where I'll be leaning. The pitchers, there's just other pitchers on the slate we can look at. And then the final game, you've got the Rockies at the Dodgers. They play each other a ton during the year. Ryan Feltner versus Michael Grove. Feltner, 28 plate appearances, 0.091 batting average, 10.7 K. So basically one start. I kind of like that. I think this will be sneakier. I think a GPP option. I wouldn't trust in cash. And don't expect much out of him. Grove, on the other hand, 13 plate appearances, a 333 batting average. Honestly, I won't have any exposure to Grove. I might have a tiny, 1% exposure with Feltner, and then we'll look at bats. So that's kind of the pitching breakdown. If you liked it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We can look at BVP. So if you just want to break it down by position, we've got total BVP. So you can come here, you can sort it by, if you want to sort it by home runs, maybe not. I don't know why it's going slow. My computer's on the fritz. Not that that would have anything to do with this, but it's trying to connect with OneDrive. So there you go. So we can sort it by home runs if you want. Overall, you've got Aaron Judge versus Taijuan Walker. 4 for 11. All 4 hits are home runs. Batting 364. You want to break it down by catchers, we can do the same thing. I mean, excuse me. I mean, there's only, William Contreras is the only one with a home run. So, sorted by hits, you can look at that. Salvador Perez against Barrios, 7 for 37, 4 singles, 3 doubles, no home runs, no triples, 189 batting average. Not the best. So, now, this is career-wise. This isn't obviously this year. So, and this is a hot topic. People either love BVP or they don't. But I wanted to give it as an option for you. And it's a free tool on the website, so go check it out. Every view helps us, guys. Abreu versus Matt Boyd, 14 for 36, 11 doubles. Now, he's seen a lot because Abreu's coming over from the White Sox. The White Sox and the Tigers in the same division usually play 19 times a year. So he's seen him a lot. He knows him. 14 for 36, 11 doubles, 11 singles, 1 double, 2 home runs. Does have 10 strikeouts, but he's batting .389 against him. Absolutely love him. Probably a core play here. You really can't go wrong with Paul Goldschmidt and most slates, and you can just go through here and see which ones you really like there. Second base. Excuse me. There's not a lot of exposure, so this is where BVP is okay. You can find those bats that really dominate, so like an Aaron Judge, a Jose Abreu, core line players, probably going to make my core players. Arenado versus Morton, 263, 5 for 19, single, 3 doubles, 1 home run, stuff like that. So you can see that, and then we build it out. There's shortstops, there's outfield, and then total BVP here. So if you want to see all of them, just all you have to do is click the link in the description below. The website will be there, and then I'll link you guys out to all of these tools that are for you. On top of this is part of the premium content, but I wanted to show you sports betting. So obviously nothing with NFL. We've got MLB bets. Currently doing pretty good this year so far. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3. LeMahieu didn't play. I don't know why LeMahieu didn't play today. He had really good numbers against the opposing pitcher in Ross Stripling, but neither here nor there. The big ones are basically prop bets. Now, those are my favorite, and those are the ones we've done really well on. But you always have the, money line, point spread, over-unders, stuff like that. But I do love me some prop bets here, and that's pretty much what our bets are. NBA bets, clean sweep on Sunday, so you can check that out. Overall, you can see all the bets, so anywhere from 3 bets. Some weeks there's no bets because we just don't like there are days we don't like. And then you have other ones where we really like the slate, 4-0. NHL has been overall really good. And then obviously NFL when that gets there. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. Would love some feedback if you guys found this helpful. Hit that like button. Again, the goal is 50 likes. Let's try and get that. And if you want to win a free week of content that includes DFS and sports betting, tell me who's going to hit a home run and what who's going to hit a home run and the distance traveled as a tiebreaker. That's all I've got, guys. Go check out fantasyteamadvisor.com. Let's bring up some bacon. Peace.